Why she was back with 40 years of Mills and Boone, and this one's interesting. It's a bit like a role reversal. Okay, it's called 9 Month Countdown by Leah Ashton. Modern Tempted. I'll read the blurb. One night at a wedding, workaholic Ivy Molyneux is primed for the biggest promotion of her life. She couldn't be more ready to take over Australia's biggest mining operation. Trouble is, after wildly out of character and just plain wild one night stand at her sister's wedding, it may have to be delayed by about 9 months. Ivy thinks hooking up with fellow guest Angus Barlow is pretty crazy until she finds herself telling his gorgeous SAS officer that she is pregnant. Craziest thing of all. She finds him even more irresistible than ever. Ivy's hoping that it's just the baby hormones, otherwise the next 9 months are going to be even more challenging. That's interesting because this is like a role reversal. Normally in Mills and Boone books, it's the kind of working class woman and the billionaire man. It's a role reversal. She's got the money in this. She's got the money in the relationship. And she's got the control and the power. And it's nice seeing, in a way, the gender's kind of reversed, okay? Because Ivy is so entitled. She thinks basically she can micromanage her pregnancy. She can micromanage her entire life. She's very rigid. She's kind of been groomed by her mother to be perfect, okay? She's not going to be out of line. I think this can be flighty and do what they want with their lives. But she has to be the one taking over the company. She's got to be perfect. And she has a one-night stand and she falls pregnant, okay? Because pills and dates, okay? So, right. Oh, wow, okay. Right, this bit here, okay, this is from Angus's point of view, okay? This is because, okay, because he's an SAS officer, okay? Right. And it's when a kid's on a treadmill, okay? This was before, this is straight after she finds out that, that Ivy's pregnant, okay? He'd been at this since his late teens, since the sudden death of his father. He'd gone from the first run immediately after his mama told him the terrible news, and a possible long run fueled by intense raging grief. And that run had triggered a near addiction and that had him craving the adrenaline rush of exercise, craving the burn and craving the pain. He had no issue admitting that one of the reasons he joined the army was that he could be paid to reach this high. On some days he couldn't believe his luck that he earned his living, effectively living out many a childhood fantasy. The helicopters, the firearms, the boats, the tactical training. Angus shook his head as he ran, shifting his focus back to his body. Okay? Well, there's stuff that's going on, okay, about Angus and PTSD and what happened when, okay, when you leave the, when you have to leave the military due to injury or depression, which I thought was good that it was touched on, okay. Angus is the kind of man, okay, who's really kind of pushed himself all his life to be the best, and he can't really admit failure. He's also quite an alone character. His father's dead, his mother's got dementia, and so she some days doesn't remember him, and it's difficult because he's a very much an isolated character, okay? Very, very isolated. And there's this bit, okay, after after she finds out, so Ivy says to Angus, I'm pregnant, this bit here, okay? Right. Right. So here's the actual plan. By the time she met his gaze again, she was all business. Ivy Molyneux of Molyneux Mining, not Ivy the girl from the bead, asked straight to the crux of it, I'd like us to get married. After the pregnancy news, Angus would thought it would take a hell of a shock to him. That did it. What? She put up a hand, just hear me out. What I'm proposing is a business arrangement. A pause and then a hustle, and yes, marriage. The terms of the agreement will be 12 months from today. Ivy continued, clearly warming to the topic. Soon as possible, we'll reveal until now several month long secret relationship to our family and friends. Shortly after our engagement, then of course, our situation would mean that we'd bring our wedding forward. I thought it would make it work in our favour. Christmas Eve wedding would be perfect, I felt. Christmas Eve wedding can be perfect. Okay. Right. After the wedding, we'll continue the illusion that we're a couple, but given the nature of your work, that shouldn't be too hard. The house is huge, we could live quite separate lives when you're home. Not being seen in public together will help. Anyway, from when we separate a few months after the baby is born. She blinked when she said baby, as if she couldn't quite believe it was true. After the separation, you'll be free to do whatever you like. As soon as we're legally allowable, we'll divorce and carry on with our lives. Except for the fact we're parents of a child we had together. Right. Well, I would like to nod, well, yes. Why, he asked. I be sure it doesn't matter. I assure you that the rumination you receive of this will be a life-changing amount of millions of dollars. Pocket change for her. Yeah, essentially, she basically says, I want us to get married, I want us to get divorced, okay? I want us basically to get married, okay, because people will think badly of me, okay, in my company. okay? And yeah, it's a business arrangement. And once you get married, okay, I want people who's trust in my company, okay, because you can't have a single mother as the chairman of, well, chairperson of the board. Right, right. So you're worried about how a baby will impact your share price. I realise now, not the baby. No one had better think a baby will impact my professional performance. It's all about how the baby came to be. That's the problem. My whole career has led to my next birthday. Everything I've done, every decision I've made has been with this succession in the front of my mind. I've never been meticulous in my planning, for never making a snap decision, never being reactive in my actions. If my boyfriends have been chosen with some consideration for my career, I always do background checks. I never take anyone on face value. The baby is okay, but hot crazy sex on the beach with a stranger isn't. But Ivy, of course, would never do anything so reckless. Of course not. Ivy Moya has to be perfect. And it's to put a strain on her because she really has no idea who she is. But doesn't change the fact the case she's trying to essentially cut a man out of his child's life because it's more convenient for her, you know. I like the fact that they say we're together in this for 18 years. I'm like, it doesn't really end in 18 years. The child's for life, okay? Not just for the first 18 years of his life. What? So it becomes an adult. That's it. We're both done. Oh, it's a bit pathetic, really. Okay, right. This bit here, okay. This is an example, okay, of what an arsehole Ivy is. A lawyer had queried the contract to Angus this morning. Its intent was simple. From now on, all communication would be between via the lawyers, and they both agreed to keep this pregnancy a secret until mutually agreed to it in writing. Plus, of course, Angus would receive a generous lump sum on signing. Now she really didn't need to see Angus again, which was a relief. She wants some out of her child's life, you know. It's like, how the hell do you raise a child together? How do you become parents go through lawyers? Of course, Angus isn't going to sign. Angus isn't going to sign. In the end, okay, Ivy kind of whisks him away to like her family's mine a corporation where it's absolutely beautiful and a beautiful manor home and all that kind of stuff. Okay, right. And Angus isn't having any of it. He kind of, I love this, father's independence here. Okay, right, it's here, right, right. Ivy's her family. I meant it last night. I'm going to be part of a baby's life, and that doesn't mean being part of yours. Given that doesn't make sense to get to know each other better. Didn't we try this before at the cafe? He said. Besides, we can really talk in the plane if you want. Play 20 questions with each other or something. I'm not getting on a plane today, Ivy. I'm going to drive out to Kirigini and explore. I've never been to the national park before. It'd be crazy not to go this weekend when we're so close. I was hoping you'd be my guide. Okay? So, Angus isn't going to have it. It's going to basically spend some time with Ivy, the mother of his child. And they get together and they, start to bond and start to fall for each other. But of course, Ivy's all business, okay? Ivy's all business. She has business hair. Okay, so she keeps pulling back. She can't be with Angus. She's Ivy. Ivy's perfect. Ivy can't screw up, okay? And this is when she goes on about why she's like the way she is, because when she was a teen she rebelled in her own way, and Ivy doesn't drive as a subplot which she starts to work on. Okay, right. Oh yes, I wanted to bail so badly that I grabbed the first vaguely disreputable guy I could find and held him tight. We barely knew each other really. All we did was go out drinking and clubbing, but I thought I was in love, So my whole life being the perfect firstborn daughter, now I wasn't. If I wasn't all that brave, I told my family I was with my girlfriend, so I was also kind of rebelling on the sly. And then Toe was in a car crash. He died instantly. Okay, he was driving too fast. They found drugs in his car and her mother took care of it. Her mother took care of the situation. Okay? Right. Let me go. Right. The marriage proposal, the contract, your rabid need to fix everything, to control everything. It's because you think it's possible, don't you, that you do what your mother did all those years ago and sweep it all up, make everything uncomfortable, messy and awkward to disappear, just go away without any consequences. It is possible. I was so stubborn enough to argue, and there's always the consequences, like how I can't drive. Yeah, it's a subplot, okay? Yeah, and then, okay, she tells her mother, okay, her family, okay, that perfect Ivy's in perfect mood because she's pregnant out of wedlock, and her mother's reaction. Oh, yes, her mother's reaction, okay? Right. Right. I'm pregnant, she said. Silence. I'm the father, Angus said, because he couldn't let Ivy do this alone. Right. Right. I, what will you do next year? Miller asked. And at a question, Ivy turned from the window, crossing her arms in front of her chest. Yes, the old woman held a gaze slyly. What are we going to do? Not you, but we. Well, Ivy said, around about July, I'll be having a baby. There was a bit of the bite the sassy was used to. Don't be facetious, Ivy. I think you understand what's at stake here. course I understand what's at stake here, Mum, Ivy said. I had to negotiate a period of maternity leave and delayed me taking over your position. I do apologise for that, but it's unavoidable. Unavoidable? Irene zoomed in on anger. I have no idea who you are, but I'm sure you've heard of condoms. Accident happened. They do, Ivy said. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. This isn't a mistake, Ivy. Your recklessness has ramifications for the entire company. I don't think you do fully understand the gravity of the situation. I think I'm disappointed at you. Mum, I said, cutting her off. For you to suggest this news, I think we should go. Basically, Mum starts to punish her. I go on a business trip, like, without her, because her perfect daughter is going to be Mum. Eventually, she comes around, and of course, Ivy and Angus get together, and get married. Baby Nathaniel's born, and they live happily ever after. But I liked the role reversal in a way. I kind of like the fact that Inez, a woman, held all the power, and obviously you've been a female-dominated company, and eventually her mother comes around with the women really didn't do it in like my day, have careers and families. There was always one sacrifice after another. Because I really started to install a nursery, like in the office complex, and kind of winds up to this is what I like being a woman's like in a corporate world, which I did kind of like. I was standing up for herself, and I did like the role reversal, but Ivy was so entitled, thinking she could manage a pregnancy, and basically say to Angus, sign a contract, we'll do it for our lawyers, and have a child this way. It's like, just casually forgetting, okay, he has rights in this. That was quite funny, okay, we got proposed marriage, okay, as a business deal. Okay, bit of a nice role reversal. So, Leah Ashton, Modern Tempted, 9 month countdown, actually wasn't bad. It was a nice twist, if you will. So I'm signing off here. 40 years of Mills and Boone, and bye now.